Climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant, and I warned that this would happen. It was my fear, and it looks like it has come to pass with patch 1.21, which came out Monday. At first, it actually was running quite well, but unfortunately, it has broken Red Dead Online. With one patch, Rockstar not only broke the animal spawns again, but Red Dead Online itself, just as I fear would happen, as I mentioned in a previous rant video, as well as my Naturalist review video, that was my concern, that this game was one hot fix or patch away from the animal spawns being broken again. Rockstar, either invest the money, the capital, into dedicated servers for Red Dead Online and GTA Online, or at the very least, give us dedicated lobby types so we can actually play this game. 250 bugs fixed for what? Now to backtrack a little bit, as I mentioned, at first I thought that patch 1.21 was a good thing because previously we've been getting disconnects, animals, well, the legendary animals were not spawning in free roam, but this morning, well, Monday morning, whenever it did drop the patch for PS4, Xbox One, PC, I checked it out on PS4 and I wasn't getting any disconnects. Everything was fine. In fact, I was able to get the sun gator to finally spawn. I was able to hunt it, kill it. Got eaten a few times by some of its friends, but then I successfully skinned the gator after I killed it, and I took it to Gus and I got a pelt. But other people, including Ghost and many others, were reporting that they were having problems. But it was only until like an hour later that I too, and many others, including my friend Red and a lot of people in our Discord, fellow viewers and subscribers that came to me, were reporting similar issues, specifically on the PS4. However, a few minutes ago, I finally jumped on the Xbox and I was experiencing the same problems. Lack of animals, as well as fast travel taking longer than usual. Once again, I wasn't able to get my horse to call. I would fast travel from here to here, but my horse would not come with me. I would even switch horses through the interaction menu, but another horse would never come up. So the same issues that I'm experiencing all day on the PS4, I'm also personally experiencing on the Xbox. I've yet to check PC. If you're experiencing issues or if it's running fine on the platform you're playing on, feel free, let me know below in the comment section. But as far as I can tell, it's very possible that 1.21 has broken Red Dead Online across all platforms. Maybe it's just taken longer to cause the damage because, like I mentioned, early on in the morning, things seemed to be fine. I hadn't got a disconnect for an hour. Animals were spawning. I even got a legendary alligator, the sun gator. So I thought things were hunky-dory. But as I got back from the gym, that's when all these comments started piling up. And more people were reporting issues, and we started seeing a lot of strange, unusual glitches in the game, some of which Red had recorded. And here's one right here where he's in Saint Denis and he's approaching this horse. It's galloping and it's just not going anywhere. And there's no NPCs around. This is a problem that we're having all over the place. So it's not only the animal spawns that we're experiencing, it's also the fact that you have weird anomalies occurring too. And animals not moving. So these are some images I took of coyotes in the swamp not moving. Yes, it makes for, I guess, great images because you can take some sweet screenshots of them, but no, they were just standing still, not moving an inch. I also encountered this when I went out west with a wild horse. A wild black and white Kentucky Saddler wasn't moving either. So I've had that issue all day. And here's something else I was noticing on the Lanahatchee. There were tugboats that were freezing in the water because I guess they're on a track and they're supposed to move across the water. Some of them were freezing, they weren't moving, I saw tugboats sinking, and then I experienced this. A floating tugboat. And it was quite literally floating in the sky for several minutes. And I would just ride around, I'd come back, it was still up there, hovering in the sky. So one of many issues that I saw personally firsthand while playing this game earlier. And in credit to Ben and Red for making this meme. Red updated it just a little bit. So basically what happened with one patch, we had 5 roles, but the one patch has made it to where only technically one role is working, because without the animals, there's no point to the naturalist role or the trader role. People are not able to get into their moonshine and do moonshine business sales. The bounty board is not working properly. The one thing that still is, apparently, is collectibles. So congratulations, fellow collectibles. We've won Red Dead Online. Hooray for us. I didn't realize that this was going to be some sort of Mortal Kombat of roles where there could be only one. But the only one still standing at the moment in the game is the collector role. So hooray for that. So more issues were popping up. Red has another video right here we'll check out. And there's another one where quite literally he's trying to get onto this buggy and it keeps moving back and forth like this. Just keeps doing that. And then here's an issue I had. I fast traveled to Tumbleweed. I didn't have my horse. This was on the PS4, by the way. So I thought, okay, I'll run into the stable, I'll grab my horse, and I'll come out. But what happened instead was I was stuck in the stable with this guy on the clipboard. I had to close app. By the way, blue screen of death happened more times for me today on the PS4 than ever. It did happen once last week or a few days ago, but it rarely happens. Yes, disconnects happen a lot, especially over the weekend. But blue screens of death for Red Dead Online doesn't happen as much for me. Today, there were so many of them. In fact, on Xbox, there was a crash as well. It wasn't a blue screen of death, but it's the same thing. The game froze, it crashed. And then here's that Kentucky Saddler I was talking about. So I went up to this wild horse, which normally wild horses run away. This one wouldn't move. So I lassoed it. Didn't move. I tried to get on it. It wouldn't move. It wouldn't let me get on it. And then I experienced this cowboy riding around with this magical floating horse. Now they're going at full speed, galloping, but he's not moving. The horse isn't moving. The guy isn't moving. But clearly he's several feet off the ground. So that was another issue that I saw earlier today on the PS4. And then I saw this player, clearly a blue dot if you look at the radar. This player is standing still, from my point of view, running in air. In fact, I came across at least 2 players today on the PS4 that were basically like a TARDIS. They were phasing in and out of existence. They were standing still, trying to load into the game, I guess, and they were phasing in and out, in, out, in, out. And you might as well put the TARDIS sound from Doctor Who behind them. That's what they basically were doing. And here's something else that Red caught whenever he was playing Red Dead Online as well. So this has been happening all day long. In case you're wondering why I didn't put out a rant review sooner, it's because I was fighting a headache, and I was honestly hoping that these issues would be resolved before the end of the day, and at the very least, Rockstar support would come out with a news wire, but we've got nothing from Rockstar. No news, no information, nothing. What else is new? And now you have invisible wagons and buggies roaming around the map as well. I saw that in Saint Denis, and you saw the wagon. It literally went through the freaking ground right there. And that's another issue I experienced earlier. I could, like, phase through my horse earlier. I don't have the video, but it did happen to me personally. So there is a number of issues happening in the game right now thanks to this patch. Not just animals unable to spawn once again, but legendary animals are not spawning because of that issue. You're not able to use the bounty role or the trader role or the moonshiner role. Like I said, the only role that you technically can use is the collector role, because at least the collectibles are still around for you to pick up. Then when Red contacted Rockstar support, they gave him this typical response. And this is not just happening to 1 or 2 players, Rockstar. This is happening to almost everybody on the PS4. And from my point of view, it's probably happening to more and more players on the Xbox One as well as PC. At least it's been happening for me, as I tested a few minutes ago when I logged into Red Dead Online on the Xbox One. A lot of these issues that I just talked about are occurring over there as well. I rode around for a few minutes. I saw no animals in Big Valley. I saw no animals in Hennigan Stead. I did not have the ability to call in my horse. And eventually, just like with the PS4 earlier today, it crashed for me on the Xbox as well. I have a few other people now in our Discord that have confirmed that they're having issues on Xbox One. Shady Buckle. Xbox is not happy. No animals, no camp, no moonshine shack. My camp is also unspawnable as well. Once again, another issue previous to the naturalist role has returned. The inability to get our camps to pitch. At least some players. So I had that problem too. Nick is also having that problem on the Xbox. So earlier today, it seemed to be fine when it first dropped on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But then for some reason, as the day progressed, it broke Red Dead Online on the PS4. And now it's breaking Red Dead Online on the Xbox One. And I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts before I try to get some sleep, before I get up early in the morning to stream GTA Online's Los Santos Summer Special update, that it's probably breaking on the PC and Stadia too. Shady also adds, let's see, no damage at all, dynamite to myself, not dying 3 times, horse not responding, let's see, disconnected, trifecta. Yeah, there's issues galore happening with Red Dead Online right now, and I'm willing to bet that it's happening across all platforms. Maybe it started on the PS4, but it's spread like the plague across to the Xbox One, and I would not be surprised if I tried to play on PC right now that I would not experience the same issues there as well. I could be wrong. Maybe PC's safe for now, or maybe it'll be okay, hopefully. Personally, I would not want this to be happening to any fans or players within the Red Dead Online community, whether you're on PS4, Xbox One, PC, or Stadia. It's unfortunate that, as I had feared, that a patch was going to cause more harm than good. It's what I was concerned about whenever I put out my rant video, as well as my review video for The Naturalist, that this game was one hot fix or patch away from being broken. And guess what? That exceeded my prediction. I didn't envision it to be broken to the point of where it was almost as bad, maybe even worse than the beta. I mean, this is beta level broke right now when it comes to Red Dead Online, on the eve of the launch of a new update for GTA Online. So guess what Rockstar is going to be focused on? Obviously, the new update for GTA Online. At the very least, Rockstar should have put out an announcement because they know this is happening. They're getting countless tweets. Other content creators like Redbeard, The Professional, many others are reporting these issues and making videos about it as well. So they know that there's problems in Red Dead Online. They should have put out a note, a press conference, something to acknowledge this. And what is the point, Rockstar, in still having your servers up right now when it comes to Red Dead Online? What's the point? For the most part, players can't even play the damn game. You can't do the stranger missions, you can't do any of the missions, you can't do the roles, except for the collector role. In other words, you'd be better off just making an announcement, look, we know there's problems, come clean, be transparent with your community, and shut the servers down until you fix this issue. I, for one, am kind of glad that there's going to be an update to GTA Online in a few hours from now, because I'm heading back to Los Santos. I know it's not going to be a big update. Maybe it's some good quality of life stuff. Maybe there's some nice new cars. At least they're giving added value to the yacht, so that's cool. So that's what I'll probably do Tuesday, maybe the rest of the week, as long as Red Dead Online continues to be broke, courtesy of patch 1.21. This is ridiculous, Rockstar. I can't believe that this has happened. Why is it that every single time you put out a hotfix or a patch, it only ends up making things worse? The solutions that we give to you through the feedback, which you ask us for time and time again, is twofold. One costs money, which I know Take-Two and Rockstar is not going to do. They're not going to give us dedicated servers, even though they've made billions of dollars off of copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, as well as shard cards from Grand Theft Auto Online, and copies from Red Dead Redemption 2, as well as gold bars sold through their store for Red Dead Online. They've made a lot of money at our expense. The loyal fans of Rockstar Games when it comes to GTA and Red Dead. But they choose to go the cheapest route possible with peer-to-peer. At the very least for Red Dead Online, give us different lobby types so we can actually play this game. That's something we've been asking for since the beta. We know for a fact that the data miners found in the Red Dead Redemption 2 companion app that originally there were supposed to be different lobby types in Red Dead Online. We have different lobby types in Red Dead Redemption Multiplayer. There's different lobby types in Grand Theft Auto Online. And there should be different lobby types in Red Dead Online. At the very least, if you had different lobby types, we probably would be able to play the game. But instead, most of the players right now probably can't play the game because of all this nonsense. It's ridiculous. It is beyond ridiculous, Rockstar. You are bleeding this community. I mean, over the past 7 months, we've been waiting patiently for a new update. The new update was a small update. It had issues. There's some good things about it, some bad things about it. This past week, it has been a struggle to get animals like the legendaries to spawn in free mode. A lot of us have had issue with that. And the disconnects over the weekend, tons of disconnects. But I didn't think it could get any worse until we got patch 1.21. I have believed in Red Dead Online since the launch of the beta. Despite its flaws, despite its issues, I've always seen potential in this game. But I've always been the first to be critical of Rockstar when they've made mistakes through my rant videos, my thoughts videos. But I've always supported Red Dead Online because I always believed that this could be a wonderful online experience that had so much great potential. But I fear that Red Dead Online could very well be on its way out. There might be an update for it in November and December. Hopefully a big update. Maybe it'll turn the game around by then. But we've been saying that for quite a while now. We said that with the Moonshiners update. We said that with the Frontier Pursuits update. We said that with Red Dead Online when it went out of beta. That hopefully it'll turn around. Hopefully it'll get better. And in some cases it has gotten better. But in other cases it has gotten worse. And in a lot of ways, problems that we've experienced since the beta haven't gone away. The disconnects, infinite loading screen bugs, the animal spawn issue, which is nothing new. I could make a list that goes on and on and on, and most of you can too. Like the camp pitch, that's back. Well, welcome back, Crips. Hope you're having a good time in Guara. Oh, but Rockstar, you know, they did fix something. They wanted to make sure after they fixed those 250 bugs, whatever the hell they were, is that we would not be able to explore outside the map. You know, harmlessly go outside the map, going down to Mexico, like some of us like to do just for fun because we're fucking bored. They fixed that. But apparently there are other issues in the game that they didn't really bother with that have remained, which makes me wonder, like, what exactly were those 250 bug fixes? I'm guessing, and some of you have as well, that most of those must have been about animal spawn issues. Well, they were fixed for like 2 weeks. But thanks to patch 1.21, that has been undone. Well, I gotta say this, after a previous rant and a review video, I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. Rockstar, you owe the community an explanation, and if you're not gonna fix it this week, you need to pull the servers down for the time being. If you have to do it for maintenance for 2 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours, do it. Have a little dialogue with the community because right now you're not saying a damn thing. And that's a big reason, besides the headache, why I waited till basically almost, 11 p.m. Central my time before I finally had enough and said, you know what, before I try to get some sleep, before I get up in the morning, I got to get this out of my system and do a rant about it. And I'm sure I didn't even cover all the issues that players are experiencing. And if you're on PS4 or Xbox One or PC or Stadia and you're having issues thanks to patch 1.21, let me know what's happening with you below in the comment section. Maybe somebody at Rockstar will see those. I'm sure they're getting enough of that from feedback in the Twitter and Rockstar support and elsewhere. But how many times do we have to ask you and beg you and plead you, Rockstar, to be transparent with us, to let us know what's going on? This is a prime example. And to also finally give us probably the #1 thing we've been asking for. Like I said earlier, and like we've been saying, you keep claiming that you're listening to our feedback. But update after update, you prove otherwise by refusing to give us different lobby types. Now more than ever, for the survival of Red Dead Online and this community, before we lose any more people before it's too late, if it's not already, in order to hopefully get players back to this game, that's what we need. You need to acquiesce and give us different lobby types so we can actually play this game, whether it's by ourselves in a solo lobby or in a posse lobby with some friends, because trying to jam-pack 20 to nearly 30 players in a lobby clearly isn't working. It's causing issues. And guess what? That is nothing new, Rockstar. We've been telling you that for a while now. And so many of us have conducted tests where things seem to work fine with lobbies under 15 players, where there's 5 to 10 players. Everything seems to function normally for the most part. But once you get too many people in a lobby, that's when issues start to arise. And then you try to fix these issues with your hot fixes, your patches, and 9 times out of 10, just like with this recent patch, it just makes things worse.